Welcome to the Hidden Heroes Talk Show. My name is Ariel. Today's hidden hero is Sunshine Sims. She is calling in from North Carolina, and she is an author. Thank you for being with us. We're excited to hear your story. Welcome to our show.
Oh, thank you so much for having me, Ariel. Thank you. Really appreciate it.
Absolutely.
Thanks for
Before
having
we
me.
dive in, will you just give us a little brief background, kind of where you're from, what are your hobbies? Let's get to know you for just a moment.
Yes, well, I'm a married homeschooling mother of four, and I live, like you said, in NC, North Carolina, but I'm a native of New York City, and I love to read. I have a deep spirituality in which I go door to door, and I share my faith, and I just love to spend time with my family.
That's awesome. And so you have a book. Would you tell us the name of your book?
It's called Through the Eyes of Miss T's Daughter. And again, that's Through the Eyes of Miss T's Daughter.
And will you kind of give us the synopsis of the story? What kind of book is it? Is it self-help? Is it nonfiction?
Right. It's a novel based on real life episodes. And the author, I'm telling a story about Miss T and her daughter, and how Miss T's daughter, she's trying to tell the story of her broken in spirit con artist mother that she had. And Miss T's daughter discovers the truth about the woman she felt she never knew. So now she's faced with the question of whether to continue the cycle or break the cycle of abuse, which is my main theme.
Okay. And is this targeted towards adults, teens? What's kind of the demographic for this book?
I believe the demographic would be for anyone in all ages.
Oh,
If they can walk and talk, it's for everyone.
is it a big book? How many pages are we talking about?
No, we're talking something small and simple, straight to the point. It's only about 70 to 72 pages.
Gotcha. That's awesome. So that seems like a very intense topic. There had to have been something that fueled you to write about that. Would you mind diving into what that could have been?
No, not at all. Well, I am a survivor of abuse, physical abuse as well as sexual abuse, and my mother, she's been deceased for some time now, and I have her diaries. So I always wanted to get to know who was she, why did she do what she did, because she physically abused me. But then as I got into the book, to her diaries, I realized, wow, this young lady, this woman has experienced a whole bunch of things. Now I can understand and why, the reasons why she did what she did when she was alive. So that's
Yeah.
what pretty much got it started.
So it kind of gave you a whole new perspective, or maybe it even helped with the sense of forgiveness or accepting, not necessarily accepting, but more forgiving or understanding why someone would be that way.
Exactly. That's exactly it, Ariel. And actually, I just gave up a little secret. Exactly. So pretty much the novel is based on true life, and it's actually my mom's life.
Gotcha. That's phenomenal. How long did it take you to write this
Thank you.
story?
Oh man, to be honest, I'm gonna say about a few months, maybe 3 or 4 months. It would
Yeah.
have been longer, but it was so much, it's too deep for me to just. I didn't want to, bring out everything.
I'm sure. So was this more of a healing piece for you? Were you able to find healing through writing this?
Definitely. I would definitely say I did get a great sense of healing, especially, like I said, in my ministry, and knowing I'm a Bible student. So knowing that, reading God's word, and then, writing my book, I got to express a lot of feelings that I didn't even realize I had bundled up.
I'm sure. Now, you mentioned you were a mom of 4 kids. I have one, so that's a lot. How did you find the
Yes.
time to write? How did you do that?
Well, my husband and I, we both work from home, so that's a great thing in which when I'm, having my me time, he's taking care of the kids, watching over them. And my kids, I think they're pretty, I've learned to, tune them out and sometimes.
That's awesome. Now, as far as writing, were you one of those whenever you felt the inspiration to go sit down and write, or were you an organized writer? I actually published my book this summer, so I understand
Hmm.
the process, and I always am curious to see what kind of writer people are.
Well, no, I'm not an organized writer. I actually had to get that all in order. I was just writing from thoughts and feelings, and I would be driving, and sometimes a thought would come to me or a feeling would come to me, and I say, oh, you know what? I'm gonna put that in a book, and I would just have to hurry up and write it down. And my husband actually even got me a recorder so that I can just say my thoughts and feelings because sometimes I would honestly lose what I wanted to write down.
Nice. That's smart.
Thank you.
Where can people find this book?
They can find this book on Amazon, Barnes and Nobles, and my one of my favorites, CreateSpace.com.
Nice. Okay, perfect. And your website is sunshinesims.wordpress.com?
Correct. Or just now we've updated it, so it's sunshinesims.com. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah.
What advice would you give to two different, either aspiring writers or those that are
Hmm.
looking for healing for what you've been through?
Well, those that are looking for healing, for what I've been through, I would want to let them know that this times will pass, and that there is a great hope that I've learned from the Bible, and that's at Revelations 21:4, and that talks about time where there will be no more pain, no more suffering, no more outcry, because the former things will be done away with. So even though we may have survived it and it still hurts us, we will be able to, we will be able to get to a time where things will be better. That's for those survivors and people who are going through it, and for those who are aspiring writers, I say just sit down and use all that feeling and energy, put it towards your, writing, put it to the pen, to the paper.
I agree with you. There's something very healing about putting it down on paper. For me,
Hmm.
I actually, after I started my book, it was just a reflection letter over the past year that was really hard for me. And so I thought maybe if I can write it down, I can make sorts of it and I can kind of categorize it or put it away and move on. So I completely agree with you. I love it. Again, everyone listening in, this is Hannah and Harris Talk Show. Listening to Sunshine Sims. Did you have any motivation? Was it just kind of one day, I need to write a book about this? Or were there people in your life that kept saying, write a book? Or was there someone that you admired or a writer that you admired that kind of gave you the passion or the excitement to write your own story?
Um, my aunt, she's always believed in me. And I call her Auntie Therapeutic. So she's always believed in me. She's always telling me to write. But actually, no, it was just one day I woke up, and because I was dealing with some things where I felt like a pillow of feathers had busted open of my thoughts in my mind, and I just couldn't get out all my thoughts, I decided to just, hey, I should write a book. And that's just how it came about.
That's awesome. I love it. Good for you, too, for having a goal and making a plan and then carrying it through, because it takes a lot of work. I said I published mine, and there's a lot of little steps, and it looks like you self-published.
Yes,
Yeah, I
correct.
self-published as
Uh-huh.
well, so there's so many little things that you have to follow through on and make sure it happens. So that's awesome.
Exactly. You're right about
Do you
that.
have any book number 2 in mind? What's the next goal for you?
I do. The next goal for me is the next book is going to be called The Nut in the Nutshell, and that's going to be the Tar Sheet Princess story. And that's going to go a little bit deeper into, I guess my life to sort of say, and the things that I've overcame.
That's awesome. Good for you.
Thank you
Where
very much.
You're welcome. Now, do you have a quote or a affirmation or a statement that you live your life by, or a scripture that you're willing to share with us?
Yes, if possible, I just want to be really quick, but I have two. And the
Okay.
first one is Isaiah 65:17, where it says, "The former things will not be called to mind." That's something that I wake up with daily, thinking about, because at this time, I see I'm imperfect. Something's going to always be on my mind. But that gives me hope that there will be a time where my mind will be made new and I won't have to have these traumatic thoughts and experiences even in my heart. So that's that one. And the second thing is something my mom always said, which is, if you've always done what you've always did, you're going to always get what you've always got.
Yeah.
So unless we take the time to break the cycle of abuse, we're just going to be partakers in, getting on that hamster wheel with the rest of everyone else.
Absolutely. And the same goes for healing. If you are
Correct.
continuing, I'm a suicide intervention coach, so I run a support group for depression and suicide, and I'm always talking about this. I believe you. I believe you have a
Hmm.
crazy story. We all have been through something crazy. Sure, you can be depressed about it. But the more you
Exactly.
keep talking about it and saying, my life sucks, I am depressed, I hate this, the more it continues to happen. So what you were saying about what you always did will always
Exactly.
happen. It's changing a mindset. And I'm not
Hmm.
saying you say, my life is perfect or I'm very happy, but it's learning to
Of
make
course not.
adjustments
Right.
or saying that I could see in the future that I could be happy. Or I'm
Hmm.
sure at some point you could
Hmm.
say, I could see in the future I could marry someone and love them, and they could love me just the way I
Hmm.
am. And that had to be a thought and
Hmm.
a healing process that you had to go through. So
Hmm.
it's all about creating new thoughts, new ideas, making that adjustment. I
Yes, I
love
would concur with you.
it. Is there anything that I didn't bring up yet that you want to discuss?
Um, well, you know what? I would say I just have a few tips. Just, be aware of your surroundings, set boundaries and try to do your best to stick with them. And, other than that, and like you said, put your mind to being to happy things, to, moving forward, because that's the best thing you can do.
Absolutely.
And if anyone
I
is looking for, sorry about that.
No, go ahead. Go for it.
And the last thing I like to say, and if anyone is, interested in learning more of the things that I spoke of as a Bible student and learn more, they can go to jw.org, because I know that's where I've got some of my, help, a lot of my help from.
That's awesome. I love what you're
Thank
doing.
you.
Well, Sunshine Sims, thank you for being a hidden hero and being a voice to those that may not have the courage yet to have a voice. And thank you for sharing your story with everyone.
Thank you so very much. Thank you. And I hope everyone can get on that path to continue breaking the cycle of abuse.
I love it. Absolutely. The change starts with us, you know? We could
There
blame
you
as
go.
long as we want to. At one point, we got to say, okay, I am an adult now. I'm responsible for my life, and I can make a difference. I can change here. I love it. I wish you
Exactly.
all the best success on book number 2. Hopefully, there's many more to come. And keep smiling and keep being a hero for everyone that needs it.
Oh, thank you, Ariel. You do the same.
Thank you, and have a great afternoon.
You do the same. Thank you so much again. Thank
You're
you, Hidden
welcome.
Heroes.
And thank you everyone for tuning in. My name is Ariel, and this has been your Hidden Heroes with Sunshine Sims. Have a good night.